All right, let's talk about building wealth, but maybe not in the way you're used to thinking about it. We're going to dive into this really powerful idea. It's not about inventing the next big thing. Nope, it's about something we're calling the wealth of the mundane.
So to get started, we've got to talk about this huge trap that so many of us fall into. I'm talking about the interesting idea trap.
I mean, be honest. Are you dreaming of that one world-changing app? You know, the brilliant idea that's going to put you on magazine covers and totally disrupt an industry? We all kind of do, right?
And why wouldn't you? It's pretty much all we're ever told. The whole cultural story is that real, big-time wealth comes from these massive, complex, innovative ideas. You know, the sexy ones. The more groundbreaking it is, the better. Or so they say.
But okay, let's get real for a second. The dream of the glamorous startup. It's a bit of a mirage. We see the headlines and the glamour, but the reality? That's a sky-high burn rate, just burning through cash. We hear about billions in funding, right? Well, that comes with some of the most intense, brutal competition you can imagine. And that dream of changing the world, the cold hard numbers that something like 90% of these interesting startups just fail. They don't make it.
So if that's the trap, what's the way out? What's the alternative? Well, that brings us to the complete opposite idea, the wealth of the mundane.
In this quote, this really hits the nail on the head. It's designed to make you stop and think because it goes against everything we're taught about success. It's simply stop being interesting, start being rich.
Okay, so what exactly is a mundane business? Look, this isn't an insult, it's a business category. We're talking about ventures that provide those essential, everyday services. Think about things like commercial cleaning, or pest control, or plumbing, heck, even waste removal. The key here, the absolute most important part, is that the demand is always there. It's consistent. It doesn't really change with the economy. People need this stuff whether the market is up or down.
All right, so we know what these businesses are, but why is boring actually a better path to getting rich? Let's really get into the nuts and bolts of it.
This little reality check right here just lays it all out so clearly. Let's look at competition. For that interesting idea, it's insane, extremely high. But for a boring business, it's low, maybe moderate. Now think about the customer need. A new app? That's usually optional, right? You have to create the demand. But at plumber, when your pipe bursts, that need is constant and absolutely essential. All of this just leads to a much simpler, clearer business model where you can be profitable almost immediately, not this "we hope to make money in 5 years" gamble.
You see how these advantages all feed into each other? It's like a flywheel for growth. When you have lower competition, you're not just fighting for table scraps. The demand is what we call inelastic. It's always there, giving you predictable money coming in. And because it's predictable, your operations can be way simpler, which leads to better profit margins. And that makes it so much easier to build systems and actually scale the thing.
And this just puts it into perspective, financially. Now, yeah, these are hypothetical numbers, but they show a very real pattern. That super interesting tech startup might be fighting like crazy just to get a 5% net profit margin, and that's after years of losing money. Meanwhile, a well-run, boring service company, they could be pulling in 25% net margins, or even more, pretty much from the get-go. I mean, the difference is just, it's huge.
Okay, so maybe you're starting to see it. Boring is better. But how do you find these golden opportunities? Well, it takes a whole new way of looking at the world. You have to adopt what we're calling the mundane mindset.
And it's actually a pretty simple 3-step process. First, just start listening. Pay attention to the common complaints people have. You know, things like, I can never find a decent window cleaner, or it's such a pain to get the gutters cleaned out. Step 2, what's the simple, unglamorous solution to that problem? And then step 3, how can you turn that solution into a system that you can deliver over and over again, reliably, and for a profit?
And really, this is the biggest takeaway from all of this. It's all about a mental shift. You have to completely reframe how you think about it. Boring is not a bad word. It's not a negative. It's a massive strategic advantage. It's your shield against insane competition, and it's your clearest path to making real, actual profit.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question to chew on. Now that you're looking at the world through this new lens, what's the most boring, unglamorous, multi-million-dollar idea that you've probably walked right past just this week?